And we are here, and I need to adjust the window because we are down 2 people today, sadly. Let's see. Let's squish it this way.
I too am on Twitch.
There we go. Had to adjust the window.
I appreciate how you waited for Smalls to say that they were going to run and BRB. Just to actually get all of us on Twitch.
That's okay. I gotta do the recap anyway. For anybody who's new here today, last week on
Dragon Ball Z.
Last week on Dragon Ball Z, which was actually more like last month on Dragon Ball Z, because we took a break for the holidays.
Last year
On Dragon Ball Z, correct.
Hey.
We were last at the festival, checking out Lafrey one last time, and we're heading back to the Crock Bowl to do some plotting. Unfortunately, we are down 2 players today. One of our players is sick, and the other one had a prior engagement that they were going to, more specifically a basketball game. One of our players is sick, and the other one had Oop, I'm getting my own audio.
Sorry, I had Twitch on my phone.
But yeah, so we have 2 people out. One of them is at a basketball game. Hopefully they win. I'm not looking at the scores. I won't curse them. For those of you that don't know, can't go to home games. Home team will lose. Happens every time. It's been like 60 plus games at this point. I don't think it's going to be a tiebreaker at any time soon. Vermidian lore, yeah. My family members, if they're in the chat, know this already. But yeah, so you guys are planning on going back to the Crock Bowl via train, I believe. Saphira has decided to head home from the festival, and DeLacy very gentlemanly has agreed to escort her, so that she's not walking alone at night, because it is like 8:30, 9 p.m.-ish now, so it is getting later in the evening. And do we want to just jump in right at the Crock Bowl?
Sure. I mean, I'm game. Literally, I'm game.
We're gaming.
Gaming.
Yeah, I don't have any train plans, so I'm good to start there.
Okay. So you guys head back into the Crock Bowl. It's definitely a little bit quieter than it had been in previous times during the day. Maybe not as quiet as first thing in the morning, but there's definitely fewer people. There's definitely less soup in the giant cauldron in the middle of the room, but Balthi's still behind the desk, and so is Mika. They're just hanging out, serving a couple of people beers.
Ooh. Okay, so should we hold a private book meeting in one of our rooms to discuss further, or do we want to grab some leftovers and attempt to banter about it later?
I say we eat and then slumber party in Boss's and I's room to talk about the plan.
I bet you have bunk beds. Do you have bunk beds? Did
No.
you build bunk beds? Okay.
If we did, I want the top bunk. It just makes the most sense.
Of course.
It
of
does
course.
make the most sense. Okay. So,
Alright, well, let's grab some food, I guess.
yay food!
Yay, food.
Alright, so you guys grab food and head up to Foxen and Boss's room. Do you go ahead and... Or do you eat it out in the main area, or do you take it to the room to eat and talk?
Are we allowed to take it to the room? Are there any signs up
Let's
telling
see
us we
what my
shouldn't?
dice say. The dice say 1. That is a very strong no. You cannot take the bowls upstairs.
No, I mean, that makes the most sense.
It was a natural one.
I feel like we might have been able to had one of us not been fucked.
What?
Well, he is
There's
very
a-
familiar
could you
with
mean?
what Fox will do when left unattended. So I feel like that
Yeah.
Fox
like-
has just learned about this rule and already has 5 bowls in his room that he has not returned, and they're growing mold.
You've been here for a day and a half.
Which is
There's
very
no way you
impressive
have
since
that
you've
many
only been
bowls.
here.
Mhm.
Very
I would like to
impressive
take,
since you
like-
were here for like 2 days.
All right. So, do you guys want to talk to anybody while you're down in the area eating, or do you just want to eat your food real
do we
quick and
see?
head upstairs? I mean, there's Balthy, there's Mika. You could see if there's anybody else around to talk to, hypothetically.
I'll roll. Why not?
First roll of the year.
15.
Okay. What does 15 mean to you?
Well, I think I see familiar enough faces, at least in comparison to the 2 days I've been exposed to this very cozy restaurant. I'm probably recognizing that the one guy I established a connection with is probably still not here. Would Lisa be here?
I don't know. Can't pick up the die. Too slippery. Lisa is not currently there. But it's getting late enough in the day. You figure she might be around soon.
Or valid, or getting arrested again? Probably.
Yeah.
Briar has a type. It looks like.
We have the same type.
So yeah. Who are we talking to?
I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest. I just rolled to see what would happen.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I was like, I hope they know what they're rolling for, because I don't.
I'm actually gonna roll for looking for a specific person real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
For who?
I rolled an 11, so I don't think I'm gonna find this person. But
Who are you looking
does
for?
anyone seem like they might, in the real world, have the last name Slazer, besides myself?
You do not see anyone in the Crock and Bowl that looks
Yeah, I
like
don't
they
know
might
how I
have the
would
last
know,
name of
but-
Slazer.
While eating soup intently, Moradug is kind of scanning around the room very intently. But there's no way to tell.
No, there's really no
Absolutely
way
no
to
way
tell,
to
because
know.
most people, aside from Lisa, didn't come in playing as themselves. Like, everybody was like, I'm just gonna be this random character. They built
Right,
fantastical creatures for a fantastical world, and so they look like that, and they go by those names, more or less. So... I couldn't hear you, Mel.
I was just putting the italic on those names. Like, it
Yeah.
felt like it was almost there, and I really just needed that to be driven home.
Those names.
But yeah, you figure
Aesthetic,
that a certain Slazer would probably not be going by their own name in said world.
So, what are the chances of them being a moth person too?
I don't know. I guess you'll have to find out.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know that I should talk about it more, because Moradug is not saying any of this. out
Mordec's
loud.
not saying any of this out loud. This is under the table. But yeah, so I mean, the obvious faces that you see are Mika and Balthi. So if you'd like to talk to them at all,
No, I'm gonna keep my distance from Balthi. I still
Oh.
don't feel easy around the guy.
no, the intimidation check wore off by now for sure.
Oh, sure, if
I
he
would
was like crouched down really low, but he still has that big teeth.
It's
I
extra
mean, like,
smiley.
I think Moradug is like, he seems like an affable fellow. He seems very nice, but like also, I'm a little bug, and he's a huge crocodile. So I think there's still just a little bit of that "don't squish me, please" energy.
Yeah,
That
that's
I'm not
legit.
sure there's anything Balthi
Self-preservation.
can do to help that. Yeah, it's just a gut instinct thing.
To clarify
People
for
doing
anyone who
fox
may not have seen this before, Morrigan is 4'9", Balthy, and a moth fairy, so fairly dainty, a little bit curvy, very cute. Balthy is a 9'2" crocodile man. There is a big difference between the two of them, and one of the things that Balthy
including his tail?
does. No, that is not including his tail. That's him standing at full height. So the tail is longer. But
So he's like 11 feet.
yeah, he's pretty big. Probably longer than 11 feet.
Well, yeah, that would be like 4.
I'd have to look up like statistics, but I would think, yeah, minimum 4 feet with that height. But
I
anyway,
can't do that kind of math today.
so did you guys want to talk to Mika in that case? You did see
Well,
her.
you guys can talk to Balthy. I was just saying, Mora Doug's hesitant too.
I would like to think that like Boss is sitting next to Fox and they're just like doing like brother shenanigans, like doing like the whole like wrestling each other like this, and when they're like eating their bowls of soup, one like pushes the bowl of soup away and then messes with their spoons, but when Balthy walks by, they're very like behaved. He's so tall. And then as soon as he's out of eyesight, they just like kind of like go back at it.
Fox picks his nose and then wipes it on Boss's cheek.
Oh!
Boss is gonna get teary. His jaw's gonna hit the floor and just be like,
Oh, I'm
You
sorry. I do
apologize,
that to
make
my
your little
sisters
brother
at
cry.
home. They think it's funny.
can I roll to see if I can use my tongue to knock his only spoon away off the table?
I'm not gonna
Worth it.
stop
No, aim
you.
for his drink.
That's the energy.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm not gonna stop you.
Aim for the drink.
Okay. Boss is gonna get teary-eyed and then he's gonna like put his hands on the table and like squint real hard and just go and just like knock his spoon into oblivion.
Fair.
And then as Fox turns back around, he's just gonna go.
Interesting response. Fox has 2 sisters, and that's probably the reaction of one of them.
Speaking of sisters, Mika absolutely sees the spoon fly across the room. Walks over very calmly to go pick it up. Deadeye stares at the both of you. Drops it into the dish return.
Boss sinks into his
And walks back to behind the counter.
Timing.
I am counting my blessings that I only had the one kid. I don't think I could deal with this every day.
It might be a good opportunity for you guys to talk to either Balthy or Mika, who might be a little annoyed with you now, because you guys had
Maybe
some
someone else
questions.
should.
Because you guys had some questions about Ariel.
Yeah, Fox, why'd you throw your spoon across the way? So rude.
Wild card, baby.
Well, he's honest.
This time he's whatever.
Yeah, I forgot that. Could you refresh me on how did we find out that they might have information on Lawford?
So Ariel is the goddess of charity, the goddess of community, the goddess of, like, generally taking care of other people.
Right.
And she had been banned, and somebody had mentioned to you, I forget if it was Balthy or if it was somebody else, that, you know, the Crock and Bowl used to be a temple, and is not anymore. Because Ariel's worship was banned in the country. Or in the kingdom, I should say.
I think that was one of my motivations. Come to think of it. Thank you, Guide, for reminding me.
You're welcome. It has been a month, so I'm going lightly on you.
Yeah. Just super quick.
Yeah.
Was it that like the worship was disallowed, or didn't they have some bullshit excuse about like, well, this goddess wouldn't want you to have a temple?
More specifically, yeah, it was, well, this goddess wouldn't want you to have a temple because it's against the idea of charity. So the temples
But it's
themselves
very-
were banned,
yeah.
but the worship of her was not, if that makes sense. But it did affect the
does.
worship of her. Because
Of course,
there's nowhere
right,
for you to go to worship. So,
I thought I remembered they had some flimsy excuse about
Absolutely
that.
did.
And I was just trying to remember what it was. Yeah. Cool.
Refreshing the memory, yes. What little memory Briar has, apparently. Not that I'm playing into a handicap or anything. So, Briar, to cleanse his palate of the booger incident, goes to Balthy, probably handling a mug of something juice. Didn't really pay attention. It was just there to be served. So he looks up at Balthy. Sir, I have a question.
yeah, sure. What's up, kid?
Since I'm new here, I just started. Theoretically, I just started work at one of the clinics here next to the fountain, and I was told that Ariel is outlawed here, unofficially, or
Well, I mean, just temples and statues, not worship, but yeah.
okay. And this place, it used to be a temple, right?
Yeah, it used to be.
Okay. Is there a reason why the king discontinued the temples and statues?
I mean, there's the official reason, but beyond that, it didn't make a lot of sense to most of us.
Well, that's just
Officially.
politics in general, right?
Yeah, officially, and no one knows what got a bee in his bonnet about it. The king just said, hey, Ariel wouldn't appreciate this kind of worship. It should be giving for the sake of giving, which it should be, to be fair. But he felt that giving to the temple rather than giving directly to the people who needed it was bad, so he, outlawed the temples. And
Did you, like, I guess I made my way over here. I'm
Overhearing.
a little bit behind Briar, a little bit.
I'm
to
the buffer.
side. Yeah, I need a little buffer. But Doug makes their way over there.
It's like, so was this still your place when it was like a temple, or who
Oh,
used
yeah.
to run it?
No, I've been here for 50 years, easy.
Okay. You're really not bothered by this whole you don't get a temple anymore thing?
I mean, I lost a statue. It was just a name. The people still come when they need help. I don't get as many donations to, help buy the supplies, but we get by. Times have been harder.
So,
Fox has made his way over here now to crowd. So is this still technically a almost sort of on the low key, sort of a functioning, like we still are practicing helping people in that
I mean, yeah.
whole shtick.
That's why the soup's free. We feed the hungry. That's what it's always been here. The orphanage, they used to be a temple too. They still take care of the kids. Clinics are still keeping people healthy when they can't afford to, or even try to afford to deal with the Healers Guild, Professional Healers Guild. But
Do you have any idea why the king might be, I don't know, intimidated?
no, it
By the
really came out of the
temple?
blue. Nobody could make any sense of it. So, my
Fox
guess.
leans over to Briar and is like, seems like there's like a personal vendetta of some kind to this specific god, which is strange for a king. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
But
thought
yeah.
you were gonna say this is a load of barnacles.
At the same time, you say that to Briar, then Boss says that to me.
I mean,
Oh,
you know, the king going back generations has always been a follower of Rathana, you know, literally for like 300, 400 years, but they don't have any beef. Nobody could make any sense of why specifically this goddess.
Anybody ask him directly? He raises his hand because he's very cool.
Like I said, we just got the diplomatic answer. They didn't really say anything.
What do you think, Cap? Because obviously there's got to be beef. There's got to be beef.
Honestly,
rumors. What do people say?
I mean,
Jesus.
Lord knows. I mean, there's always rumors that he slept with Ariel, or I don't
That's
know.
a thing you can do?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, demigods come from somewhere, right?
New goal.
No, Ariel definitely has, you know, more kids than the average goddess. Maybe not as many as Tethys, but you know.
So now that everyone has left the table,
Is Lakey still at the
Lakey
table?
catches that new goal from Fox, sighs, gathers up all of the discarded cutlery and whatnot, dumps it where it goes, and then wanders over to join everybody else.
Or just a bunch of people crowding around
Lucky
Balthi.
is putting up so
Mika
much.
Mika gives you a nod, Lakey, of just straight gratitude, because it would have been her job if they didn't pick up after themselves.
Once the eldest, always the eldest.
Mika gives you like a friendly elbow nudge and says, "I was an only child, but you know."
I mean, until you got Balthi.
I'm still an only child.
I don't know, I feel like he's 4 kids in a crocodile costume.
Nah, he's pretty good.
Brilliant.
So Lakey comes over to the assorted ruffians. So, what have you badgered poor Balthi into telling you?
I guess
We're
a
just
king can sleep with a
curious.
goddess. That's what.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean,
biggest news
there's
to me so far.
there's a whole group of people called God Chasers because that is literally their goal in life. Like, it's weird, but people do it.
What the fuck?
That's probably what they say.
Excuse me, I need to sit down. Hold on.
God
Valid.
Chasers. Oh my god.
Moradug is looking over at the bar, slightly tempted. I'm gonna roll.
Balthy looks at Lakey and goes, "Where are these guys from? Isn't this like international stuff?"
There's a whole thing about things. I don't know. I'm trying to help. And Lakey kind of turns back to everybody's like, so are we pursuing the outlawed goddess angle, or are we pursuing the god chaser angle? Like, which one of these are we gonna ask more questions about now?
Well, I asked about the outlawed goddess angle,
Uh-huh.
and it just evolved into the
No,
god
I
chasing.
Okay,
I know.
I'm not gonna have people
I
pretending like this isn't
understand.
fucking weird. In that, like, I'm acting normal. None of you are acting normal.
I can assure you this is how I always behave.
Hey Morgan, remember when we had that talk about taking deep breaths, you calm it down, you walk
I don't
away
wanna
for
hear
a little
this
bit.
from you. antagonizing boss all the time. You're 12.
We're playing.
Yeah, he was mean to me. Boss is hamming it up for Morgan, by the way. Just like,
No.
you're so mean to me.
Morduk saw the
Don't
whole
be mean.
thing, but still is going to pick boss's side anyway.
Boss is just a little guy.
Just a little
I'm
guy.
just a little guy. Just a little guy.
I have another question for Balthi.
Okay.
Is there anything else that goes into worshiping this god? Like, are there any like rituals? Are there any like things that maybe you needed the statues for that you can't do anymore?
Well, I mean, they say, I've never seen it happen, but they say that gods can see through and move through statues. So, have to be
Oh.
faithful representations of them, though. So,
So what I'm hearing, the king wanted to save tax dollars by discontinuing temples.
no, we really, it wasn't really you pay the king for that kind of thing, you know?
So any donations that went into a temple, that was solely the
Yeah,
financial property until distributed otherwise?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, maybe that got on his bonnet about taxes that way, because he could get more if we weren't temples, but, I mean, for the most part, we don't really turn that much of a profit, so he doesn't get that much anyway. I mean, the clinics are free, so anything they do get is, you know, they don't ask for money from their patrons. Neither does the orphanage. I mean, the orphanage is purely run on, you know, donations. They don't sell anything.
Well, that's has the king had similar behavior in the past? Like,
No, never. I mean, you
Has
know,
he cut off other religions before?
I mean, he's definitely said no to a couple of temples for gods that we haven't heard from in a really long time, or gods that aren't around anymore, like Alarjzia being the big one. That one's a weird cult. But, you know, you live, you learn.
so a big city like this being short of a hospitality deity, that is
Yeah,
shady.
it was a weird choice.
Especially before festival.
Oh no, I mean this was years ago, so a couple
Oh.
years, 2 or 3.
I mean, I hate to bring this up again, because I guess, you know, whatever. But if he really slept with her, he just doesn't want to see his ex, right?
I mean,
Okay, yeah, that's,
I mean there wouldn't really be any way of him stopping her from coming here.
No, I know, but I mean, like, hey, no statues, don't put her name up, kind of stuff, like, you know.
I mean,
You think it's just a bitter ex situation?
I think it's possible. That's the one that makes the most sense to me so far.
I don't have any answers for you, man. I'm sorry.
So you've been such a great help for us ignorant folk. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. You got any more questions, just let me know. Happy to talk about Ariel anytime. Or, you know, if you I'm an invoker. If any of you have any, you know, ever want to learn any invoker skills, I'm happy to teach you. It's not really something you learn in grade school, so.
I want to ask so badly what you learn in grade school here, but
Oh, I mean,
that
like,
might be
and
suspicious.
that's gonna out you.
I mean, I feel like I'm plenty out.
Oh, what do invokers do? What
I
does that
mean-
mean?
so invokers are usually they're usually tied to a religion, but they don't have to be. It's usually a belief in your ideal, what drives you at the core of yourself, into, you know, changing the world in the way that you want it to be changed for the better. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And sometimes those ideals are crazy. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes those ideals are really good for the world.
All right. Well, you're not the crazy one, right?
No, my ideal is kindness.
All right. That's cute.
But there
Interesting.
are people out there whose ideal is murder and war and, you know, sacrifice. There's some crazy ones out there.
I would say those are not ideal.
Well, you follow the god of war, you're the perfect candidate for an invoker for that temple. Just, you know.
I was trying to make a joke, but that's all.
So, out of curiosity, how many of those war temples are in this city?
Oh, we've got one. I mean, you know, with the Great War back in the day, it didn't hasn't really taken off so much since then. You know, wiping out the silver thorns and all that, but it's been a couple hundred years. They've let a temple come back in that time.
What do they do over there?
Fight, mostly. Train. Beat each other up. I don't get
No.
it, but
Oh my god, it's Fight Club.
Like my kind
Right.
of place.
No, it's not.
Briar moves to Fox's line of sight, going, no. No. I see the idea forming in your head. No.
You even know what that movie's about. Come on. I don't want to be in
I don't
Fight
know,
Club.
but this feels like something we shouldn't talk about.
Balthy looks at Mika and goes, "What's a movie?"
Oh.
A play. It's a kind of play.
Oh,
Play.
okay, cool. New slang. Got it.
Yeah, very hip.
I can't wait for that to spread all across the
A
land.
movie. That's kind of weird, but okay.
I have one more question. Your establishment here, do you prefer curfew for anyone who's staying in the dorms upstairs?
No, you've got room keys.
Okay. Well, I wanted to check with, you know, the restaurant half may or may not be, you know, be okay.
Most of the stuff in here,
That was my main concern.
you know, it goes to people who need it. If they're needy enough to need to break into the Crock and Bowl and steal things, it can be replaced.
No, I like the way you think.
And
'Cause
I
the
mean,
insurance, right?
the only thing that would be difficult to replace would be the cauldron, and I'd like to see them try to pick that up.
It would be a
Lakey
master
doesn't
group,
say a thing. He just turns around and looks at everyone with eyes that very clearly enunciate, don't.
Oblivious to that, Mora Doug gives that look to Fox specifically.
like, this is not a challenge. Don't do that.
I see I've gathered a reputation here.
A little bit, Mr. Fist in the fire for no reason.
It's different.
Is it?
Different.
Is it-
Yeah.
So, what direction do you want your information about Uriel to go from here? Do you want to look for more about when things got weird? Are we looking for when people who might have more opinions or rumors or knowledge about this, like, or is this going to bed and we're going to look at our exotic fish tank problem?
I was thinking of that personally. If anyone else has any
Please.
questions, though.
Lecky has a valid point. I think I've asked my questions.
Oh, I mean, anytime. You got more questions, just let me know.
Thank you, sir.
And he turns and goes down the bar to help somebody who's just hanging out. They're not asking for a beer, but he's going to check in on him anyway.
All right.
Fish time.
Yep.
All right,
Take me-
yeah, to the
Go.
fucking slumber party or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, we follow the two
You
of
guys
them.
should
Just
see the pillow fort that we made.
You made a pillow fort?
did you steal pillows from the other rooms?
Borrowed.
Doug is looking for a sign that says, "Please do not steal the pillows."
There's
Freshly
no
put
sign that
up
says,
after
please do
those
not steal the
two.
pillows.
You heard Bounty. Whatever people need.
All right, do you need a pillow fort?
Yes. See, boss
All
said
right.
that. You guys like boss.
I mean, let's get this meeting underway, shall we?
His feet does little tippy tappies as they get more pillows.
All right, so we make it to your room. It stinks from the moldy bowls. What else do we see in here?
It's
I'm not
been
going-
2 days.
It's not moldy yet. Crusty, maybe, but not
How?
moldy.
That's how August described it. So that's what I was going with. I thought
Impossible.
some terrible magic happened.
Video game decay rules.
Teenage boy funk. It's a thing.
Buddy.
Everyone in the
How?
pillow fort. Come on. It can fit us all, probably.
Ugh.
Okay. What's the first step of getting this fish out of this aquarium?
Distract the gods.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
That's step one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I could just
Wait
knock him
till
out.
nightfall. No. Can you?
I
Wait,
I
Lord,
have a
did you say distract the guards or the gods?
I said gods.
Okay, now say
Gods.
gods. Now say gods.
Gods.
And then say gods.
Gods.
Boss is like
I don't know
looking
what's so
around like,
hard about this.
There's a whole 2-letter difference.
I may have a suggestion.
All right.
In my repertoire of spells of my own, I have a lullaby that I could probably sing whoever is within earshot, and I could possibly put those guards to sleep. You know, maybe they nod it off and, you know, nobody would be suspicious.
I didn't know you could sing. But yeah, that sounds way easier than what I was gonna
And
do.
if they're asleep, as long as we don't like crash into them or, you know, cause any kind of bodily harm to actually wake them, they should be out for an hour.
Plenty of time for your room stuff, right, you guys?
Right. Which will give us time to figure out the sequence, take care of the sequences, the spell will be dispersed, and then we'll be able to help her out.
I like this. I mean, if for whatever reason the sleep doesn't go right, I definitely can, or only works on one or whatever. I could bamboozle them.
Doug pulls out the book with the skill tree and their moves.
I can also
I can
pressure
confuse
point
one
him.
of them. Ooh, that's cool.
Anything up your sleeve, Mr. Lecky?
No. There's nothing up my sleeve. Why do you ask?
Oh,
Why it being
He didn't
weird?
mean literally.
If you're asking me what I'm thinking about the situation, so the plan right now is to distract the guards and do rune shit.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
don't know the term for it, but they were studying it, so I'm trusting them.
But it's essentially, yeah.
Is
Because
that
mean,
Lockery can teleport herself as long as the runes aren't there.
right?
Boss is gonna raise his hand. Did we ever figure out how to definitely get them to take care of the runes and how long that's gonna take? Because if it's gonna take longer than an hour, we need a plan for that for Briar's lullaby.
well, as long as we figure out the sequence of going from simple to complex, the sequence should be undone that way. It's like bootlaces. You got to start with the knot before everything can get tugged. You know. But that's the best of my knowledge and understanding, given what I was able to assess from what we were able to read from the library.
What bothers you about the plan, Lake?
There are many different ways to approach this problem, and before I commit to thinking out how best to make suggestions, I'm just attempting to confirm that this is the way that you are most comfortable with. Going to Lawfrey, doing the work in the tent, and then leaving with Lawfrey. That is the structure we are working with at the moment.
I don't think we
Yes.
have to leave with her because she'll be able to teleport herself. But
So
otherwise,
that
yeah.
going to Lawfrey, doing
Right.
the work in the tent surrounded by guards, and then we and Lawfrey have to escape.
Well, but like earlier tonight, once everything was closed, then there either weren't any or not nearly as many guards. Like on the street, we would mostly have to worry about the two inside the tent, right?
I'm just confirming that this is the plan. The plan is sneak past guards, do work there, leave.
Yes.
Not sneak past guards, leave, do work.
Just to clarify, you did see 3 to 4 guards, not 2.
Okay. But I was remembering that right though, that after a certain time, like the guards on the outside
Yes,
of the tent,
you
like,
you definitely
would
noticed
go home.
as the tent was closing up for the evening of the festival. There were fewer guards inside the tent, and there were other guards that were going to go out and do stuff.
So yeah, we distract or disable the guards, go in, do the work, and then try to leave nonchalantly.
Yes.
In theory.
We play it cool. Cool.
Boss is just like going along with it.
Where Doug has a West Side Story song stuck in his head, but he'll never admit it.
It with the snap.
There are snaps in his brain right now, but he's keeping it together.
We keep our cool beans cool. Yeah.
Totally non sequitur, but I once saw a YouTube video about Wet Side Story, where one of the YouTube comments lives in my brain eternally, and it was, I believe that song, and it says, "Ah yes, I always pirouette when I'm angry."
Yeah, accurate.
Accurate.
Yep.
I
Anyway.
mean, why not? Bards exist.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's the plan, but if something goes wrong, I guess we could leave earlier and just get whatever notes we need from it.
Well, the other options are
Right.
make the guards leave and continue to work there uninterrupted. But that runs the risk of having more guards notice. Or we could try to find a way to leave with Laufrey and then free her.
Okay.
She's in a big tank, though, right?
Unless there is a trick in how to shrink said tank.
Yeah, I just don't have magic that would work like that, is the main thing. If someone does, that's awesome.
You're studying runes. Runes can do all sorts of things. Magic can do all sorts of things. A lot of it is whatever you want it to look like.
Right, because runes are like a story you can construct and make it say whatever you want. You just need the right formula.
Or we could see if there is a practiced enough magician around who can just open a portal underneath the or a gate underneath the tank and have it fall through into whatever location we want it to be in.
Don, didn't your grandma have some sort of teleportation something?
I've never seen her do anything to that scale, but that doesn't mean that she can't. But that also doesn't mean that there aren't other mages out there, or magicians out there, who can't do that sort of thing.
I believe that's actually a wizard move, just for the record.
Yeah, that's not a magician move, I don't think.
I am dancing around the skill portal. Plane shifting. Conjure a series of portals that are linked to one another. Right, wizards. Wizard, not
Yes.
magician. It's magecraft that
Well,
throws me off
we
every
could
time.
just teleport her the whole time.
But...
That's
yeah,
great.
I wish I would have done that right there.
No, most of like magician magic is kind of like illusion and enchantment kind of things. Yeah.
No, you're right. Out of game, I meant wizard.
Oh,
Yes,
gotcha,
I knew
gotcha.
what you meant.
Would you happen to know such a powerful wizard, Becky? Or know of?
Just for the record, it does say in Portal, you conjure a portal of any shape and orientation that is no larger than a door. So there is a size parameter to Portal.
People like, excuse me, hi, yes, in this world, people like Balthi exist. I feel like door is subjective.
No, that's the rule.
The mermaid's also quite large, but still we could... No, we can't make a door inside the tank because there's no magic.
It also doesn't specify what kind of door, so garage door,
No.
fire truck door. There are many doors.
This is the system. I'm sorry.
Missile silo door.
No.
Which that tank will easily fit through.
I love you, but no.
You mean to tell me that the king doesn't have a missile silo?
He does not have a missile silo.
All right, look, as
The God of War temple
someone who
does.
lives in this world, I have absolutely heard a rumor about the king having a missile silo. And if you want that in
You
this
don't
game,
even know what
then
a
you should
missile
give me
is.
rumors. What? No, but on
Magic missile.
I can't. Okay, so missile silo doors, everybody. You heard me. We're good. Let's go.
I heard that we're shooting a missile into the tank from a silo.
Oh.
No missile in the tank, please. No.
You can't shoot a missile into a tank from a silo. It's a waste of a missile. You gotta use an anti-tank rocket. Come on,
You're
man.
so right. God.
Holy heck, it's an anti-tank.
What is happening?
All right.
I was waiting for that.
It's fine.
I
It's
will
not
say
fun.
it is about 8:55 p.m. Do we want to take our bathroom break?
Yes.
Well, we have our sillies to wiggle out.
Yeah, get the zoomies out.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks since I see you guys. I can't help it.
All right, we'll be back in about 15 minutes, gang. All right, and we're back.
Hi, Smalls.
Aw.
That's awesome. We miss you.
I hope you feel better. Sorry.
Smalls, for your update, I explained our established dynamic about how one of us is just utterly, like, completely off the rails at any given time, and the other one of us just has, like, that real tired dad DM energy of, you sure you want to do that, champ? It was
Only
vital.
one brain cell.
Yeah, no.
Gotta share.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, doors are huge because there are
no.
Leviathan people in this world.
No.
You can have sex with gods.
You can.
Doors.
You can do that.
You can do that, but you can't have a door big enough for Balthi to comfortably stroll through.
Yes.
The poor man's got a hunch.
He can have
So
doors.
here's the thing: if one of us just romances and hooks up with a god, they can make a portal as big as they are, and then.
Hypothetically, but they can break rules. They're gods.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, so
Well.
if one of us just becomes a god, that'll solve
Oh,
everything.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Can do that.
That's the Jason Mendoza method.
Love the good
Throw
choice.
Molotov at it. Boom, new problem.
That's like level 20 and no.
A level 20 no is a level 15 maybe.
Valid.
So, like, he kind of thinks about it for a minute. He's like, I don't know anyone personally who would be able to do magic of that sort, but there's a temple of the deity of magic that we could go inquire if anyone would be willing to help us.
That does sound preferable.
Could. I do worry we're letting too many people know about this heist we're trying to pull here.
We told an entire temple.
That's what I'm saying.
We've told 2 temples.
2 temples.
Well, we talked about it pretty freely in the middle of another temple, something or other. Regardless.
Right, library.
Well, library, we're just looking up runes. That's just runes. I guess we should have done some research on big fish while we were there, I guess. I didn't think about that.
And we have the basic blocks of how to undo a rune, but we don't know how to manipulate a rune. I think the pitch here is to go to the wizards and see what kind of questions we can ask there regarding runology and how to make a displacement of a huge tank happen.
I believe those are 2 separate thought processes. And one requires talking to rune specialist mages, who are mostly craftspeople?
Artificers.
So while there may be some artificers at the temple, they're more oft in places where one does crafts, like dwarven crafts.
Yeah, I remember. Hold on, I wasn't there. Never mind. She doesn't remember anything.
I
was
may
gonna
have
mention how the
accidentally burned
dwarves
that
seemed
bridge.
very hesitant to help out and stuff, but Moradug doesn't know that. So
So if we don't want to bring a lot of people into this, our strengths are causing chaos, loud distractions, big noises, lots of mayhem,
No.
big
Sleepy
performances.
time. Sleepy time for guards. we get in there and runes happen, and then we get at it.
Ruin the day.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
that's good.
Does anyone remember how the lid was held on?
Was there a lid?
Well, there had to have been a lid, or she would have crawled out.
Maybe they put a big rock on it.
I believe, oh guide, that Lakey made a fair study of the tank while we were in there last time.
Yeah, I would argue so.
While Briar was more focused on the base.
What looked like it was holding the lid on?
What you asked this of me? I don't remember. I mean, it looked like a fish tank lid. It's probably mostly wires and it's
Well, I
probably
hope-
tamped on pretty well with metal.
Oh, so no gravity-dependent solutions where we could just knock the tank over and call it
No,
a day.
she's pretty big. They would have definitely fastened it to the top fairly well.
Anything physical, she probably would have tried, would be my guess.
Oh,
Yes,
sure.
but the
Yeah,
leverage
she
from
was
inside.
banging against the inside a lot. So
The leverage from inside is different than the leverage from outside.
That's true.
Hale was just going to stab at the rune, if I recall correctly.
With a knife. Well, with a dagger, I believe. I forget which one it was, but a borrowed weapon.
If I recall correctly, he asked to borrow someone's weapon, and then we talked him down, and then befriended him.
Don't know whose.
Yes, yes. Great big mystery. Plausible deniability.
Mhm.
Anyway. We are further only in the number of possibilities. What
Well, I like the idea of finding either some kind of rune professor or wizard professor tomorrow while we have time before the night happens.
tomorrow night is our plan.
That's what
That
I
is-
thought.
That is when
You're 8 out of 10% there, so yeah.
very well.
can I do an insight check on Leke real quick?
Sure.
I rolled a 1. Mordug was trying to figure out, is he just gonna rat on us? Like, is he not
No.
into this?
No. I'm not. I wouldn't even oppose it because Lakey's not trying to hide anything. It is a look of. I don't think that technically counts as a plan, but sure.
Got it, okay.
Like, it's very Star-Lord and Rocket right now.
Hey Fox,
This is
give me a
very
roll
wrong.
really quick.
It's not wrong.
Huh?
Hey Fox, give me a roll really quick.
I got you. Wait, do I? Where's my dice?
Oh god, what's about to happen?
Oh shit. Oh no.
The
Well, that's
bulls
not
are going
fun.
to become sentient,
No,
Oh my
and
god.
we're going to have to fight
We're
them.
entering
no,
combat.
nothing that
Our
crazy.
first combat encounter.
I
Are you
Bulls.
can't-
saying we're
anything
gonna
in
have
combat.
to rumble?
Oh, I thought you were doing a West Side Story. Oh wait, no one said anything about that out loud. Never mind.
I got a 19.
Okay. Please
No lie.
remember that you did set a date up for 6 p.m. the next
I
day.
did. I did. I remember. And
So
I
you
think,
now have
you know what-
two things going on evening time, but obviously
You know what
Lawfrey,
would make
you
a
got more time
great
later.
date?
Is this the episode where Fox tries to be on a date and come do a heist at the same time? Hang on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Heist,
And do quick changes?
Oh no, I spilled something on my shirt. Heist.
This is Doubtfire.
Hello, dearie. I'm here to steal your fish lady. And Kemi's like, What?
I
like,
can
that's
do
just-
little magic tricks on you.
That's just a thing we say in my homeland. It means sup.
It means
What is happening?
What
Can't we do the heist at like midnight?
Yeah, I mean, there's really no
gonna say
time limit on when. You were just saying any time at night. But I just wanted to remind you, you do have a plan. Kind of your date is at 6 o'clock and your heist is at 3 o'clock versus the castle. So.
Wait, what's at 3 o'clock?
Okay, so if you look at the map, the castle is the center dot on the clock. The festival is at 3 p.m. Your date is at 6 p.m.
Oh, I better travel,
Literally
I
and
see.
figuratively. Sorry. Confusing there.
I was taking it extremely literally. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll meet at 3 in the morning.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yes,
sitting
I'm
over
good.
here like, wait, at midnight, do you think your date's not gonna go well? Like, is that, are we ruling that out right now?
Midnight, I turned back into a mouse. That's
Oh,
a
well,
great
shit, we
day.
could just, like, nibble on the ruins. Problem solved. Case closed. Everything's out
Yeah.
of here.
Anyway.
There we go.
You were one of the mice from Cinderella. No,
The whole time.
Cinderella.
Foxarelli, Foxarelli, all I hear is Foxarelli.
I think you broke Edgar.
So, maybe a 2-week break is too long.
We'll remember that.
3
Silly.
weeks.
Silly.
It was 3 weeks.
You're on.
Okay, so we should probably not take a month off next time.
We have so many beans.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So back to plans.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
I feel like the plan
Christ.
holds. The plan.
So,
We get in there, we get out. You know.
Okay, I'm just
wait.
gonna say. Oh, go ahead, boss.
Thank you. That was very polite. Shoots a glare at Fox. Anyways, what I was. Excuse me. I did not be as smooth as I wanted to be with that. We should probably have a backup plan if we get into a fight with any guards or if we catch anybody on the outside. Show of hands, who's a fighter class? Or who can fight? Because I cannot. I'm too squishy.
Yeah, I don't really fight.
mean,
Like,
I'm a
are we gonna
spy
just like
person.
Scooby do it and all dart off in different directions?
I mean, that works for me. I'll just fly up.
I mean, I'm not absolutely in love with that plan. But all things considered, I mean, I know corruption, but that's not a guaranteed stopping power.
Just worry if something goes wrong. But also,
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous that the tank is surrounded by magic, but do the guards know any magic?
Well, I mean, somebody laid down the runes, right?
Well, yeah, but if, for example, let's say something bad happens and we're in the middle of taking care of the runes and one of the guards sees, can they, I don't know. You would think that they would employ somebody to, like, fix that, or I don't know, maybe hiring a wizard's kind of expensive. I don't know. But
I
it's just-
mean, my power is kind of like, fucking with their heads in one way or another. So if the plan initially is we're gonna put them to sleep, I could use my bamboozling magic if anyone wakes up in case of emergency. Or, well, there was something else that I was looking
And I can hit pressure points.
hit pressure points. I mean, I can just talk in their heads in a spooky voice.
Ooh.
That might be distracting enough for us to fucking book it.
That's true. But if we do, I'm just worried. What if they report us and then we have to be on the run the rest of the game? I mean, the time run rest of the
The
time.
rest of the festival.
Right, the
festival.
festival.
Ah.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying now. Well, listen, they're not gonna. We have a temporary time in here, you know. When we get
That's
back
true.
out in the chairs, we can just be like, "Hey, can you help
Uh,
with that?"
Murdoch
Yeah, it's
tries
a-
to cover Lake's ears.
It's a bummer that this
Things
game
are
ain't got no
talking
quick save. You know what I mean? Just like,
Oh, I just assumed it was saving constantly.
well, you know what I mean. When you quick save and then you go make a ruckus about the town and then you reset it.
Oh yeah, scum saving. Yeah, there's none of that.
Hey.
Unfortunately. Huh.
Yeah.
Next day on the in-game.
I mean,
Hey.
Rathana has rumors of time travel and things like that, but you'll have to talk to the king if you want to do something like that.
Wait, the king can. He could do time travel
Time
stuff.
travel?
No, he's just such a fan of Rathana that he keeps all of the higher, more skilled invokers in his
Employ.
company, so the rumor goes.
Hmm.
Actually,
Hmm.
Lakey, give me a roll really
Interesting
quick. History
people
check.
talking.
What?
You what?
Lakey, give me a roll really quick for a history check.
Does the dice have to fit through a certain size of door?
Yes.
Can't do it. Sorry. I need a silo for this die. I rolled an 18.
Uh, You remember that the invoker Adam Prince was murdered about 5 years ago, and he was one of the best invokers in the history of the kingdom.
Yeah. Oh, and
Murder.
DeLacy did tell us that, right?
DeLacy did not, but it was in the papers.
Oh.
That's why Lakey had a
Okay.
chance of knowing it.
You do read the papers. Honestly, the only one who probably could have done something of that weight would have been the invoker that was murdered 5 years ago, and necromantic sciences aren't that advanced yet, so.
So anyway,
So are we gonna sneak or teleport in?
Well, I thought to sneak, but teleporting sounds smarter.
well, how about this? How about
And cooler.
tomorrow during the day, we can try to scope out, these magic folks or these artificer folks. I mean, I'd be a little cagey with the details to start with, because we really don't know if they're down for this kind of shit or not. But if they
Probably not.
seem cool, I guess, then we can, probe further questions. If we can teleport in, great, perfect. But yeah, I was also envisioning just kind of sneaking in. Yeah, just kind of. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, guide.
Yeah.
So my mending spell, could that happen with fabric in theory, or is it just fleshy?
Let me see. No, it's specifically fleshy. It says you gently touch a creature, immediately restoring 5 HP and mending minor wounds like cuts and bruises. So it's definitely people.
Dang it.
People, creatures. Not clothes.
Well, there goes that idea. Never mind.
I just feel like after a certain point, guys, there's no way we can know every little thing that's gonna happen. You're an idiot if you try to think that you can. After a certain point, we need to decide, if this is important enough to kind of go for it. And to me, it is. So, like, if we want to do last rounds of, like, researching whatever it is you guys got to look at, talking to whomever, carefully, that's fine. But, I don't know. I mean, frankly, I'd go fucking tonight if people were down for it. Like, I know we're not doing that, but I'm saying.
Why not?
That's the last thing I thought I'd hear from you, Quickstep.
It's in the name. I just wanted to know what the plan was.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm liking the energy.
Me too.
You know, it being nighttime, security would be a little lighter, logically.
We know exactly how many people are there right now because we saw it.
Right? Just
Yeah.
getting the lid off, that's now my concern. But
As long as we get runes, she could teleport out of there.
Yeah, I don't think any of the glass or the lid matters. It's just the magic that's stopping her from just teleporting herself.
yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, really, it's the tank that's the pain in the glass.
All right, boss. All right.
Boss has said a thing
Boss and
and has
Lakey.
now come to Lakey's attention. And Lakey kind of looks at him and goes, Boss, isn't it such a shame that you lost that family heirloom in the tent earlier? The one that you've been sworn to carry and protect your whole life, otherwise the ghosts of your ancestors will haunt you until you die?
Oh,
And we have
Morgan
no.
for
nudges
it.
Briar like, oh, he's doing a thing. This is good. This is good.
Boss takes like a little bit more, a very long 3 seconds for it to finally in his head, like, oh, and then he just like looks into like the dead of space and just sits down and goes,
Like
you're right. Yeah.
like your great grandpappy's lucky hat, for example.
Yeah.
Hey Fox, do you think you could displace a hat for us?
Probably. What do you mean? You put a hat somewhere it's not supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be one with the shadows, give our alibi a physical presence, and then we're in.
I think for anyone to get in or out of that tent, well, let me do that backwards. I think that if Boss were really as upset as I know Boss probably will be when they discover the missing hat, that anyone could get into or out of that tent. So we probably shouldn't bring our troubles like that to the guards, because then it will distract them.
Mm-hmm. From their very
Very
important
true.
job. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they've checked that tent many times, so they haven't seen a hat. So as long as whoever goes in with a hat or comes out with a hat, that might be all that matters. Maybe some loud screaming because the fish lady escaped and you don't know how it happened. Or maybe just running away real quick.
Kind of prone to the running part.
Yeah. Great at that.
I can work with that.
I
Okay.
fucking love it, guys. I love it.
I feel God in this pillow for tonight.
You can just call
do
me
you
Lakey.
feel God or do you feel him?
Atta boy, I give him a little punch on the shoulder.
Well, okay.
Well-
It looks like we have a plan-ish. Plan-ish.
The plan is win. And also, yeah, we have one.
And then
And if
also the
anything-
actual plan, yeah.
And if anything gets big or bad or scary, then it sure would be helpful to have a temple full of heroes right up the road that we could run to for comfort and sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very valid point.
How many teleport spells are you allowed to do?
There might be a better spell for what you're thinking. Tell me your thought, and I will give you an answer.
Because if we could just teleport in, get rid of the runes, and teleport right out, it's like we were there.
Well, I think the teleporting thing was like if we asked those like other guys tomorrow they could do that. I don't know that
Bleh.
anyone here like can just
I can either teleport myself or open a portal.
What? Why didn't you say so sooner?
He
Because
wanted to know the
we're
plan.
all making a plan. And then I was helping you make a plan. And then
All right.
you were all
smart
suddenly
ass. I
okay
hear
with
you.
me making a plan.
I'm just saying.
It's your plan. I'm just here to cover expenses.
Sure.
Oh, okay, I
All
see.
right. Yeah, of course.
Yes, sir. So, in the construction of this portal, is it just one person per port?
No? I have
Nope.
to look at the
It
mechanics
doesn't.
of
It doesn't say anything about
Oh,
any limitations. It says anyone that can fit may pass through them.
It doesn't say anything about any limitations like size.
It does. It's the first sentence. It's right
Wait, what's
there.
the time limit?
There's no time limit.
Justice
It
for
remains open.
Ralphie! Crocodile-sized doors!
No, there is a size limitation. It is in the rules. I love you.
Nope.
Please stop.
Is there a time?
There's no time limit.
Limitation?
It stays open until you close it.
Just keep it open until we want to pop right out of there. I wish I could do portals. Do you know how much crime I could do with portals?
Okay.
Well,
All right.
now you're thinking with portals.
Yes! Yes!
Knew it was
Portal
coming.
reference.
It's a whole conversation about portals.
Don't worry about it. It's another it's a interactive play thing. My kid used to play that game all the time, actually.
Yeah, it was a good puzzle game. Right.
Well, let's
so-
go!
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
Indeed.
Okay.
You can say it. You can say fuck it.
Quick timeout. How are you gonna communicate this to DeLacy and Saphira, who are gone?
We're gonna portal to them, and then we're gonna portal to the tent, and then portal out of the tent.
I also wish that you knew portals.
So
You would know how they worked.
yeah, that's not how portals work.
Yeah, I mean, it would be better to have them for this mission.
Oh,
Right? Like,
Yeah.
or at least that Saphira could benefit from like the plausible deniability, but then again, it would be nice to include her too.
I mean, yeah, over the table, I feel like we've been planning this for a while, so like, it'd be better if everyone could be involved in it. You know, I'd hate to
yeah,
make
valid.
people feel left out. I'm just trying to think of a story reason, what we're gonna do in the next 20 minutes.
Well, actually, Briar, would you give me a quick roll?
Oh shit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Who's in the pillow
Alright.
fort?
Everybody
pillow.
metaphorically blowing the briar.
We're
Dice.
blessing.
Good energy. Good energy. Okay. 11.
Okay, that's high enough. You hear somebody knocking at the door across the hallway, which you may seem to remember is yours.
Excuse me, guys.
Okay, but don't knock over the pillow fort.
it's gonna be hard
Yeah.
for him with all of us in here and him being the size that he is.
And the tail.
And the tail that he
Lots of tail.
has. We can rebuild it. It's fine.
Should I make a dexterity roll? 13.
You only knocked down a pillow.
Yeah, only one of them. Maybe.
Because I'm a
Boss
grown-ass
frantic-
man.
Boss frantically like puts
That's
it back
right.
on.
It's fine. I'm fine. So, gonna slip out, opening the door very minimally, sliding out, shutting it behind me. That's as graceful as I can be at this moment.
Lisa absolutely notices you slipping out of the wrong door and gives you this look like, what?
Book club meeting.
Okay. Sure thing.
Right. So, let me show you my room.
Oh, so no, I
Not
was
awkwardly fumbling here.
just to be clear. Are we gonna do this? By the way, all of you can hear this in the room. The doors are not that thick.
I'm at
Oh,
my
God.
door, listening. Press
Boss
to
is
it.
just gonna like
Some fucking privacy. Get outta here.
Rooney.
Good.
Because you don't have to if you don't want to. I know we talked about it, but you know.
Tonight may not be the best time. Questy things were being discussed over there, and
And what about tomorrow night?
how about the night after that?
Questy things for me. I'm sorry.
Oh. Alright, so that's like fifth day?
We can try. I mean, by then you might just want to, go hook up with your fiance, see how it works.
Is that?
I mean, 5th day. We've only got 2 days left. You might as well try.
So how much of this can we hear from the room?
All of it.
If we're not
All of it.
Okay, I'm gonna do,
Have you ever
cast
been in a dorm room
Whisper.
hallway and heard like somebody down the hallway talking? It is that. You can hear. It's almost amplified by the hallway. There's probably people in this hallway that don't know anything about this situation. They're overhearing this.
Okay.
boss is just like
Moradug's gonna cast the free version of Whisper so that Briar can hear.
Morgan, yeah.
Hey, just do tomorrow night. We're not heisting then.
I know. Tell you what. If I see you on the other side, I definitely want to treat you to a coffee first.
Okay.
If we run out of time here, I'll catch you out there. Because I have seen your pretty little face.
It's the same one you're seeing right now.
Exactly. It's the whole self-confidence thing. I'm loving it. Right. So, try not to get arrested again?
Yeah, no promises.
You know what? That's fair. That's very fair.
So Lakey is gonna stand up and take the bowls and just walk right the fuck into the hallway, calling back
Okay.
over his shoulder. Well, I'll see you all for breakfast tomorrow when our other friends can join us, and we can come up with the rest of that idea for that surprise. Closes the door. Good
No.
night, brother. Hello, miss. And just goes downstairs.
Licky has bowls of
That's going with
steel.
Yeah, I mean, you can go with them if you want to. Ain't nothing stopping you.
Doug pops out soon after and is like, "Wait, are we actually going back to? Are we going back to where I was staying? I thought we were."
Sleepover. Everyone's
Summer
leaving
party!
my sleepover.
I'm helping to bring down the bowls. Okay, I'll be back up.
Thank you.
Click on the door as it swings shut.
There's a very quiet aside to Morrigan that I'm sure echoes way the heck up the stairwell from Lakey. That is just... My grandmother told me that there's a look that people get when they just need to get laid, and I've seen it on Briar. So, DeLacy, tomorrow, no big deal. Clip, 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 down the rest of the stairs.
Just to be clear, so I know as the DM, you guys are pulling the heist tonight instead of tomorrow night?
I think we decided on tomorrow night,
Tomorrow night?
maybe.
Because that
Yeah.
had been the plan, and then...
And then it
she
changed.
sho-
And then I
Right,
don't know.
Lakey's calling an audible. The audible that Lakey is calling is, hey, we forgot about DeLacy and Saphira. They're probably heckin' useful. Let's loop them in tomorrow at breakfast and do this at some point tomorrow. So that none of us have restrictions on our other shenanigans.
Yeah, because we don't know
'Cause
about.
Blakey is
Fox's
slick,
thing,
and
right?
That
you're
is
not.
I rolled a number for my innuendo check. And I succeeded, so you all know what he's talking about, and now we're all on the same
Cool.
page. Go team!
And
Yes.
what was that number?
Yes. It was good.
It was such a good number. Don't worry about it, man.
It was not a letter, nor was it punctuation. And it was definitely positive.
Okay,
Mhm,
so-
mhm, mhm.
Law-free rescue is happening tomorrow, which I think Doug communicated to you there, Briar/Ashley.
Mordug was trying to say like you should hook up with her tomorrow night, like what's stopping you from
Ah.
that? But it's totally fine if that was misconstrued. Mordug looks a little bit bummed out about not being able to do it tonight, since that for a second looked like it might have happened. But yeah, it's gonna keep following like out, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, whatever's plausible with getting the other people roped in. Because I don't want to go do our first big train wreck, successful heist, without everyone to share the consequences. Action and rewards.
No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We did get a little
Whatever
tight
is
there
fine.
for a
Whatever's fine. I didn't know if. Yeah. Cool. We're doing it tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a recovery roll on how mortified I am. If it's low, I'm absolutely horrified. If it's
Horrified
high,
about...
The loud
Like-
interruption.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So Briar feels a little bit very very bashful about this situation. Like, you know, when you bite too much out of an apple and you have that awkward moment of I can't bite into this sort of deal. Um, can't say the well, I so he clears his voice a bit. Looks like book club just dismissed. Um, I feel I have made a very awkward I don't know how to recover from this,
Okay.
if I'm going to be honest.
Let's be really direct. Do you want to sleep with me tonight and figure out how all your shit works? Or do you just want to go back in with your friends and read books? Which, to be really frank with you, sounds really fucking boring. By the way, I think they're listening at the door, just for the record.
Boss is
What?
like,
Y'all remaining two.
No, we're downstairs.
The two of us are downstairs. I'm
Two
saying
of
we're
you.
two
From the
up-
stairwell.
Understood. Understood.
Boss is gonna whisper to Fox. I'm gonna butcher this. Shoot, hold on. It's like vous couchez en mes voix ce soir. The little French lyric in the
Moulin Rouge.
shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
It's why.
C'est
Thank
ça.
you.
Fine.
Ce soir.
From Lady
Moulin
Lady
Rouge.
There we
Marmalade.
go.
Yes, that one. Just like to make Fox laugh, but to kind of like see if you can like get him to laugh without like letting him know they're listening. He's
Do the-
very little brother energy.
Definitely.
Shut up! I don't know French. Leave me alone.
Me neither. It's alright.
Oh no, I was talking to the chat. My
Oh.
son's sticking.
You're all good.
Since my little adopted siblings are across the way here, I can't really say this is a very romantic setting.
I mean, my room's a little further down the hall.
Lead the way.
And she absolutely does.
No, you're gonna run into us on the stairwell.
No. She's down the hall a couple of rooms, so
Oh, okay.
other direction. She's not going downstairs. All the rooms are on the second floor, so. With the exception of Balthi's. Balthi's on the base floor.
And then we fade to black to Briar because
Okay, we can do that. I was gonna have her set some ground rules, but that's okay.
yeah, we'll do that off screen.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So the rest of you guys, do you actually do the sleepover thing, or do you head back to the hotel room? Morgan and Lakey.
How genuine and excited did people seem about the sleepover? Moradug's debating, like, weighing, like, you know, I don't want to disappoint Boss, but, like, I do want to check on Mahalia again. She's probably fine, but, like, who knows, you know? Does it look like it would break Boss's heart?
If Mahalia is not fine, she's not going to be in the hotel room. She'll be 6 miles in the other direction.
Also, in case Lakey doesn't want to stay for the sleepover, this is very close to home for you.
Honestly, Mahalia is probably at my house.
Because grandmother caught her.
Grandmama.
Probably carried her over there so she could sober up.
Why not? I think she was a drinking buddy all day.
Drinking
Okay.
bunny.
Okay, so is that kind of weird for you? Do you want to go back home and whatever, or is that kind of weird and you'd rather stay for the sleepover shit?
Either's fine.
No, make a decision though, please.
Oh, you.
I'm always choosing things. I'm saying, yes, you.
We were both in that room in the past half an hour, right? Like same room. When I made all
Yeah.
those decisions, when I did all that, we were both okay. Good.
Okay.
If you would rather go back and check on Mahalia, I would be happy to facilitate that. And if you would rather stay here, and you would rather it be all of us that stay here, then I will stay.
Do you want? I'm confused again. No, we can go. We can go. You wanted to leave. We're leaving. It's fine.
I wanted to give Briar permission to do things that Briar doesn't
Have
seem
sex,
to
yeah.
give themselves permission to do a lot.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't even the physical intimacy, it was the spur of the moment snap decision for something that hasn't stressed them out. Just seizing the moment for the sake of pure joy doesn't seem to be something that comes across Briar's ledger sheet often, and I wanted them to be able to take advantage of it.
I hear you. Yeah, it can be bad when that's all you do. Speaking from experience, but yeah, a lot of folks do need to kind of take a run the opposite. You're a little that way too, I feel like. I guess you're not usually nervous, but I feel like you could use a little carpe diem every once in a while.
You are probably right.
All right, fuck it, sleepover. Let's go back up.
Blakey genuinely smiles.
Aww.
For the record, I did roll to see if Mahalia stayed in the hotel room or if she went to
God.
Lakey's house, and I rolled an 18,
know.
which was Lakey's house.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Sleepovers for
I was gonna say, if
everyone!
she just didn't make it anywhere, I
Um,
don't want to know that right now. I'll feel
And
terrible.
I can see all the little siblings being absolutely mesmerized by this intoxicated moth lady being fairly entertaining and,
Oh, yeah.
Pulling all her
rocking
dance tricks out. Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, also the
While
number
indoors.
of sheer stories that they would be
Absolutely.
telling together to the family that has vague knowledge of this person but probably has never met them.
They get the
If
other
Mahalia has
angles of
any
the story.
AP left,
Oh, no,
probably
I have to
telling
roll
the
again.
stories
Where's
with
my-
visual effects too. I don't know if she has AP left. She used a lot of it on the last show.
I gotta pick it.
I was tempted
There's
to
at least
ask.
one quick step that makes potions. I'm sure AP is not a problem, especially if it's to do tricks for the kids to pacify them for like 10
Yeah,
minutes. So
I
that
just rolled to
Oh, for
see
sure.
if Ahaweli learned anything because Ahaweli is a magician from Mahalia, and I rolled a
nice.
13, which is a positive response, but there's a consequence. So he absolutely
Oh.
broke something immediately upon learning it.
such a good boy.
Yes, boy.
Cute. All right, so we walk back in. Mora
And
Duck
you
just
guys-
flings the door open.
And you guys have a
Alright.
sleepover with all of your mini
Oh, but-
pillows. You may be able to sneak across the hallway and borrow the blanket from Briar's room because Briar's not going to need it.
Not in that room.
What he would
I
want.
think Lakey will make a run down.
Balthy might have extra
And-
blankets too, yeah.
Just be like, hey, Balthy, if you got extra pillows and blankets, I would be happy to grab them from whatever room they're in. No trouble.
Yeah, she
And
thinking.
just let them know that there's an absolute fire hazard number of people crammed into Boss and Fox's room.
Oh,
And ask if anyone is going towards his house to just send a quick message to let them know where he is for the night.
yeah, I got that. We can do that.
is delighted and does his little tippy taps and be like, "You can't."
Of course. No question about it.
Glad you guys are staying. I cleaned up my bowls for you.
You did. No, I think like it.
Yeah,
The bowls got cleaned
Wait.
up. It is a
That
day
was
of
a
great
very-
celebration.
ballsy move of you.
As you guys head back to your
Ballsy.
sleepover, you see Mika, who usually has, big curly hair. She's got her hair braided up in dual braids down the back. Very curly hair. She's more African American looking, so she's got the type 4C kind of hair. So she's got it braided and it's in little bows, and she's headed for bed in a nightgown. But she popped down to get something to eat before she went to bed. And she says, good luck with the arm wrestling competition tomorrow.
Yes, arm wrestling. Fantastic. That'll be great. I'm excited. Okay, sleep goodbye. And he just runs upstairs.
Goodbye.
Hopefully, like, he doesn't hurt his shoulder again tomorrow. But he
And
knows a medic, so.
you guys have a great
Okay.
little sleepover together.
Yay!
And we're not on the
then
second day anymore.
you wake up on the third day,
Yay.
bright and early.
I have my AP again.
You do. I believe technically you get 5 AP back, but because these days are so long, just fill yourself up. I don't care.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So if you lost any AP, you're now refreshed. Same for those of our players that are not here. I will let them know at the beginning of next session. I'm not sure who used what, but if they lost any, it is refreshed. And those of you with notebooks, hear it chime for you. And it's a message from the administrators, which are the moderators, saying, "Hey, friendly reminder, tomorrow is our next log out. Please be ready at 8 a.m. to log out for, the next pause."
Got to get laid before the next.
Are you saying that out loud to me right now?
No, that's just my
Okay.
goal in my head. Teddy's
Fox is
goal
just
in
sitting
his
there like,
head.
No, it's in your notebook. You write it in all caps in, red pen. Must get laid.
Like a
with like 8 A's.
like a mad scientist. Just,
And in parentheses, god or goddess optional. Close parentheses.
in a question mark at the end.
Yeah,
Alright.
welcome to day 3.
We did it!
Yeah. See, I did it, Mal. Mal had no faith.
I had all the faith. I believe in you.
Uh-huh.
Except for when it comes
To doors, yeah.
egalitarian doors.
No.
Egalitarian doors. I would like to propose that one of our first pieces of merch, if we ever get to that, is just justice for Balthy.
Yes. Just
Well-
It's
a
him
multi
with like
silhouette.
a tiny, tiny door next to him.
That's it. That's the whole.
That's
That's the whole shirt.
it.
But yeah, so
I'm gonna make
I
a note of it.
that's probably a good place to wrap. I know we usually go until like 10:15, but that seems like a good place to pause for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And then tomorrow, mermaids.
Mermaid.
Or, well, next week for us in real
Arm
life. but-
wrestling.
Arm
Arm
wrestling.
Arm wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
Performances.
Mermaid.
I'm gonna
And
Briar's
big
got
cheat my way
work.
through the next one. Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Some people are working.
Some
you have to
people
go to
got
a
a
job
day
in this
job.
Video game.
I dipped my thumb in too many bowls. It's in too many pies. Shit.
But pie's good.
Alrighty.
So is Lisa room service?
No.
Brought the pie to you.
This is a Christian server.
My Christian
My
sir.
Christian
For the record, I just need to point out that the time when DeLacy, Boss's favorite Hoover, isn't here is the time when somebody hooks up.
Right? Oh my goodness. That was so funny.
I just,
That's yeah.
I don't know,
That's
man.
excellent.
It's all DeLacy's fault.
Right.
I caught the honus.
Who leans against the wall like that? Honestly.
Oh. It's
The
nighttime
darkness
for
is killing me.
August.
What you got there, August?
Oh,
I
read
read
the
Fortuna.
book.
Obviously.
Oh, Fortuna starts playing in the background.
They're
Gonna
taking
get-
fire.
God.
The Romulans are attacking.
Where's the lightsaber?
Lightsaber.
Da, 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 da.
My battery ran out.
No.
Well, it's my bedtime anyway.
It is. So why
I
don't we
can actually
call
do that
it
in person,
here?
actually.
Thank you guys for a
Yeah.
great game. Hopefully next time we'll have all of our party members happy and healthy, and hopefully at basketball games that they're winning. But I can't check, so you know,
It's okay, don't check.
the curse is too strong. But I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week, let's go.